What is up, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Flippin' Stoop. Second video of the day. Today, guys, 2023, we're here. What I'm going to get into in this video is the opportunity every one of us resellers have, right? Now, everybody's in a different situation, in a different bracket on eBay. Some are starting out today. Someone's been doing it for 3 years. So just hear me out. All our lives, right? I don't know about you, but me, I've seen people and been like, man, I wish I would have had the opportunities they had. Or when I first started reselling, I looked up to Tech and Sport. I still do. I look up to people like Tech and Sports, Daily Refinement, all them individuals that kind of brought me into this. And I said, man, I wish I had their opportunity. But the truth is, I did. And so do you. You have the opportunity in 2023. Just as you did in 2022, 2021, 2020, or maybe if you never heard of it, now is your first year, right? You have the opportunity. It's like what Eminem says. You get one shot, right? This could be your one shot. What are you going to do with it? Here's what I've learned over time from my past experiences and other people's past experiences. They want a grandiose life. They want everything great in their life. But they're not willing to take the opportunities that are right in front of their face. They're not willing to take a chance. They're not willing to take or do something for long enough to get some results, right? So they settle for something less than what they're valued at. And I'm a firm believer most people do that, and that's why most people work a job they're unhappy with. I've said it in many videos, like 87.5% of people in the United States dislike what they do for a living. That's fucking bad shit crazy with the opportunities out there, right? Now, do I believe you got to love reselling to be a successful reseller? No, I don't. I don't wake up every day like, whoo, I'm a reseller. And I don't do that no more. I did maybe my first year. Now I understand it's a method that gets you to the level you're looking to get to, right? It's a routine. It's a daily routine that either gets you to where you want to get to or where it's going to get you where you don't want to get to, right? And that's why I say if you want to be a successful reseller, you as an individual has to change, right? If you've been doing what you've been doing for 20 years and you're getting the same results and you put that energy right there into reselling, don't you think you're going to get about the same results? You have 20 years of experience of telling you what you've done for the past 20 years, what that's led you up to. It's not going to get you no more. If it hasn't got you any further in 20 years, it's not going to get you any further the next 20 years. Okay, so you as a person and an individual, I as a person and individual, if we want to scale a reselling journey, a business, to a level that we believe we can achieve, we ourselves have to become a different person. You're gonna have to let go of some habits and pick up some new habits, right? I'm actually currently reading a book right now called Badass Habits, right? It's a really good book. I encourage it. It's also got You're a Badass. The woman writes a series of them. I forget her name. It's Jen something. I'll share the book in another video. But it's really true, right? Me and your habits right now on eBay has got us exactly where we're at today. Like right now, in this very moment, fuck everything else. Think about right now and where you're at. What led you to there? And write down right next to that what you're going to need to get to the next level. Because without that, you have no clue what you're doing wrong. I did a kind of a formula and why I believe 90 days of consistently doing the same thing is so important when it comes to reselling. If you can't do a certain number, right? Now, maybe in the beginning, this might be hard for you. Some days you're going to be able to list 2. Some days you're going to be able to list 6. I totally get that in the beginning, right? You've been reselling for a little while now. If you can't pick a number and stick with that and be consistent with it for 90 days, my opinion, you're going to struggle on eBay because your payouts are going to be all over the board. You're not going to know how many sales you're going to get a day because, of course, consistency is key when it comes to reselling. So, saying all that, I believe our habits is the most important thing in 2023 to attack, right? Listen, guys, I have numerous bad habits, right? And I'm not talking about vaping and being a consistent caffeine drinker, right? I'm not talking about them habits. I'm talking about the habits that I'm going to share my habits with you. Maybe you can relate with me, right? And the habits of instead of just waking up and doing the routine, waking up and thinking about everything I got to do throughout the day, which leads me into a depressed state of mind because I don't want to do all that, right? Uh, Learning how to, one of my worst habits is, I would say, is just knowing the task has to be get done. Don't bitch about it. Don't moan about it. Just do it, right? It's one bad habit I got. I overthink shit. I overthink everything. And I think a lot of resellers, matter of fact, I know a lot of resellers do, because here's the biggest question in the beginning. Do I got the right lighting? Do I got the right camera? Fuck all that shit. That don't matter in the beginning, okay? And this is what we all quibble over because we're overthinking everything, right? We're in the beginning, you should be thinking about learning the platform, the best of your ability, right? Getting good at it. For example, when Facebook first dropped, what was it, 10, 15? I don't even know how many years ago it was, guys. I was actually around when MySpace first hit. I didn't get that big on MySpace, right? But, okay, let's use this example instead. Okay, TikTok, that just launched, what, 5, 6 years ago? When TikTok first dropped and you started an account, did you know what the fuck you were doing? Fuck no, you didn't. You didn't know anything about it. You didn't know how to create a profile, same as Facebook. You didn't know how to create it. For example, I'm going to give you an example. Go and start a business page on Facebook right now. It's a difficult task. Just starting a group like this is a lot more complicated than you think, right? There's a lot of little rules you got to do and all this other BS you got to do. And then you can only do it logging into a computer. You can't start it on your phone. There's a lot of things. And when you first start reselling, everybody's wondering if they're finding the right items. Everybody's wondering if they have the right lighting. Everybody's wondering if their camera's good enough. Everybody's wondering if their background's good enough. I'm not telling you not to be concerned about that at all, but your number one worry should be, what are you going to do for the next 90 days? Right? Because that's the only, if you do something consistent for 90 days, you'll get better at it. I promise to God, you'll get better at it. I don't care what it is. You've never threw a baseball in your entire fucking life, right? You never have. Your first day, you got somebody catching 15 yards away. And their mitts up, just like a catcher, right? You throw that fucker and it goes 10 foot over their head. You do that for an hour every single day for the next 90 days, you're going to nail that fucking catcher's mitt almost every time. Almost every time. If you do it for a couple days and you suck at it and you throw in the towel, well, guess what? You're never going to be a good fucking baseball thrower. Right? That's just an analogy. It's the same thing with eBay. If you get on it, you start worrying about all this shit right in the beginning, right? We all do it. I did it myself, right? And it hindered my growth. Until I started saying, you know what, fuck it. Who cares if my background's got a fucking spot on it? Who cares if my lighting's the best lighting on eBay? Man, fuck all that shit, right? Until you write down a routine and stick with it for 90 days, you won't know what needs adjusted. You can't, with nothing. I was just at the gym earlier, and I was talking about demolishing shoulders, right? Now, I'm doing a routine that's working now, but is it going to work in 90 days? I don't know. My body might adapt to it. It might get used to the movements I'm doing, the weight I'm using, the food and calorie intake I'm getting, my water consumption, the time of day I'm doing it. All of that plays role into whether my physique changes or not, right? Same thing with your eBay. So the easiest formula for me in 2023, if you have yet to do this, right? And I think a lot of people don't do it because you'd be getting better results if you did do it, right? And now I'm not saying you're not getting good results. But the hardest thing for me, too, is writing a schedule down and actually being 1,000% to that fucking schedule. Not flexing. If I say I'm going to list at 8 o'clock in the morning till noon, I'm going to list till, and not wake up on Wednesday and be like, okay, well, I'm going to go get a burger first and then I'll start listing at 9 and just go over to 1, right? No, stick to your routine for 90 days. If you do that, you will see a phenomenal change and you'll get good at what you're doing. You'll get good at and anybody does something every single day for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, whatever you do, 30 minutes a day, right? I just picked back up on reading. Actually, the book I was talking about a little bit ago, Badass Habits, is one of the first books I've read in probably 6 months, right? I had a habit of reading a book a week for a while, and I got lazy. I got out of that habit, right? So I actually created a habit, a healthy habit, and then I got rid of that healthy habit. And I've done that a million times on eBay. Do you see what I'm saying? I've had it where I'm like, all right, babe, I'm hitting 30 every single day. It doesn't matter. If something comes up, it better be a fucking emergency or don't bother me, right? Or don't interrupt me during my time of listing. And I did that. And I did that for 6 months. And my fucking sales were fucking unbelievable, right? I didn't have to guess what my sales were. When I woke up, I knew I was packaging between 26 and 30 items every single day, 7 days a fucking week. I didn't have to guess no more. I knew what it was going to be. Why do you oppose that happened? Because I picked a number, I stayed with it, and I didn't budge. I followed the system I created, right? I tweaked things as I went, right? Like, okay, maybe taking photos before I go to bed for the day before so I could be a little bit more efficient the next day, right? Where I didn't have to do the long draggedy out, prep your clothes or prep whatever you're selling, clean it up, get it all ready, and then do the photos and then list, right? I picked up little things like that even made my time even better, right? Because let's face it, you don't have to be fresh to do photos. You can be tired as fuck and do photos, okay? You can be barely standing up and do photos. But what I'm trying to get at, I'm a firm believer, Eminem says it best. I refer to him a lot because I'll tell you why. Look, I'm not a big fan of rap anymore, okay? I liked rap in the 90s. I grew up on it, kind of, I grew up on everything. Here's me. I'll listen to alternative rock. I'll listen to heavy metal. I'll listen to country music. I'll listen to Loretta Lynn. I'll listen to freaking rap from the night. Like, I listen to everything, okay? It just depends on my mood, right? So, I refer to Eminem because of this. He came into an industry, okay? He came into an industry that, let's put it this way, I'm not being racist, but his nationality was not superior in the rap game, okay? Right? Let's just put it that way. Now, if Eminem would have went to the country music charts or whatever like that, I don't think he would be who he is today, because he went into a predominantly black community. Let's just say R&B artists and all that, right? He went into that community and he blew the fuck up to the top. How did he do that? Well, listen to his videos. I had one shot. He never gave up. He did something, he did it every day, and he was consistent with it, and he never gave up. He's seen the opportunity outside of all the adversity, outside of him being a little white guy from a trailer park in Detroit, Michigan, right? Like, what's the odds of him blowing up to all his albums going platinum and him being up there on the top, right? With Jay-Z and all them other ones, right? What's the odds of that happening? Like, if me and you tried doing that right now, Corey, what the fuck? There ain't no fucking way, bro. And I'm not knocking your skills. Maybe you can rap your ass off. I don't know. But I can't, right? Like, I mean, maybe I can when nobody's around and whatever. And maybe if I worked at it for fucking 12 hours a day, I don't know. Maybe I could. I don't know. But what would be the odds, right? What would be the odds? It would be slim to none, right? So, just as he had an opportunity, I think his adversity was 10 times more than anybody that's starting reselling. Fucking 1,000 times more. You're on a platform that is unbiased to everything. You can list items in your chadantadants all day long if you want to. You can be butthole naked if you want to and list items. You can have convicted felonies. You can be a murderer. You can be an alcoholic and a drug addict. It don't matter what you are. If you're doing what eBay expects you to do every day, you ain't never getting fired. You can't get fired. You can't. Matter of fact, you can miss fucking 20 days in a row, which I do not recommend doing that. But I'm saying, you can miss 20 days in a row, and on the 21st, go right back in and punch in and get to work. And they ain't going to get rid of you. They're not. I mean, there are some things you shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't be paying people that are out there doing some dirty shit to get some inventory and then reselling them. We've seen what that does. We've seen what that does in the past couple of years. Let's put it this way, right? Where if you can't provide your receipts that you bought them items with, boy, you better have proof of how you got all them and you made millions of dollars a year off them, right? You better have proof, because if not, you're fucking done, man. eBay's not gonna get sued because you didn't do what you were supposed to do, right? So there are some things that, you do got to follow protocol, but when it comes to who you are, where you've been, what you went through in your life, they don't give a fuck what you look like. They don't care if you're handsome. They don't care if you're butt-ass ugly. They don't care if you're beautiful or look like you got ran over by a train. It doesn't matter. It is an opportunity. If we can zero in on the opportunity that eBay literally provides for us, the one thing I would love to get like right across from somebody that is complaining about the eBay fees. I would love to do that, right? I did that in the beginning too, right, guys? Because I didn't understand what they were providing for us, right? I really did. I complained about, man, this fucking, back then it was like 11% or something like that when I got it. I said, man, that's an awful lot of money. And then they want me to promote my items and then, so on and so forth, right? And then I'm paying taxes when I'm buying the item. Like, I'm getting taxed 6 times, right? So, and so are you. But then I actually thought about the amount of traffic and the amount of sales you can get in a day if you put in the work. It is batshit crazy what eBay provides to anybody in the public. I don't give a fuck what you've ever done in your life and who you are. It is nuts what they have created for you to win on. Now, I'm not stupid. I'm not naive. I know every single one of us is making the fucking CEO and the owner of eBay batshit fucking wealthy, right? But that don't mean you don't get a cut of that pie, man. You don't get a cut of that pie. Most stores, Walmart, they sell a $20 shirt. After they pay all their overhead, I think it's between 47 or 67 cents. Please correct me if you know the right answer. Okay, so Sam Walt sells a shirt for $20. After all his employees, all his overhead, all his consumer, all his insurance, and all his other crazy taxes he's getting taxed in his business license, by the time that shirt is actually broke up and takes care of all that, he gets 67 cents max on a $20 shirt. If you sell a $20 shirt and eBay takes their 13% or whatever, it's right around that area now, right? And then you got to pay your tax. You're making like freaking 1,000% more than Sam Walt is per item. Have you ever looked at it like seriously thought about it like that? That is crazy. That is one of the biggest advantages, in my opinion, to the eBay platform outside of all the traffic that is on eBay. It's fucking nuts, man. It's a sea of people just fucking tossing money at items. It is literally what it is. It's just a sea of money. Like, all these people are coming on here to spend money, for sure, right? There's a couple that go there and they don't, right? But, I mean, you get that everywhere. I've worked in many stores where I've seen customers come in, walk around, and walk right out and not buy nothing, right? You see that a lot at thrift stores, garage sale sites, or garage sales and all that stuff, right? You see a lot of people coming in. I went into a convenience store. Well, they didn't have what I wanted. I turn around and walk out, right? Most people that are coming to eBay are actually going to purchase something. Because before they even open the app, they know they have money to get something, right? Or they know they're going to get it in a few days and they're going to put it in their cart and make you wait for 3 days. We all know how that works, right? They're going to make you wait for 3 days till they get paid, but that's okay by me. I'm cool with that. That's money on lock, right? That's money on lock. I'm cool with somebody that takes 4 days to make a payment. Matter of fact, if anybody doesn't have that option available, if you have the, what is that option? Must pay up front or whatever. I strongly encourage you, if you want to scale, to get rid of that. Because you don't know how many customers message me and be like, hey, look, I get paid bi-weekly. In 4 days, I'm going to have my check. And they want to buy $300 worth of my items, right? If I had to pay immediately, that customer would have lent somebody else. And I would have lost a lot of income that way. Yeah, require immediate payment. Corey's got it. Yeah. Now, see, guys, that made me look stupid, right? I know what I was talking about. A lot of times I overlook them little things, man, because I'm systematic now. Like, when I'm listing, I just go through, like, my finger, my keyboards, when I'm punching in the description, it's all automatic, because I say the same thing in every single description, unless it has a stain or a hole, right? And the measurements are different, right? But that's still all punching one key to the next key, right? Auto text. That's all. I got it all set up to where it's auto text. Everything I write, I don't even have to think about it. I just run my thumb down it as fast as I can, and that's how I'm able from my phone to do listings in 3 to 6 minutes, right? I'm going to try to pick that speed up, but it's pretty hard from your phone to list items faster in 3 minutes, unless you're just scanning a barcode and then you got to go, right? Scanning a barcode, hey, if you got that type of store, I kind of envy you, right? I mean, I guess I could have that type of store too. And I thought about it, guys, because, tell me what you think, Corey. I mainly resell clothes, as you all know. Out in the garage, I probably got 8 totes, big totes, okay? Full of DVDs, CDs, DVDs and CDs, okay? And a couple cassettes, right? Now I thought about taking 20 or 30 of them on top of the 30 items I'm listing a day now, in adding them, because it's just scan and go, right? It'd be really quick, like an hour to do 30, probably, maybe an hour and a half. And I thought about putting them all on there, but as I made my last video, I've done that before where all I was listing was denim jeans, and then everything else on my store slowed down selling. And then I went back to sweaters, and then the jeans stopped selling as much. It's still sold, but not as much, right? You know, I was waking up and had 25 denim jeans that I had to package up and sell, and then I started reselling sweaters, and then, a couple weeks after I was doing nothing but sweaters, that's all that was selling, basically, was sweaters. So I thought about that. I have already put them in a garage sale this year. We've had 2 garage sales. And hey, I strongly encourage you guys in the spring and the summer, depending on where you're at, maybe you can do it in the winter, have your garage sales. We made like $2,500 this year in shit I just pulled out of the garage that I'd never planned on listing in my life. We had a whole driveway full of stuff, right? Because we declutter houses too in the spring and summertime. It went dead in the winter. But it also went dead, I think, because I wasn't marketing it, and I wasn't sharing that we were doing it. We got a page for it, but, I got to get into that too. So I have all these DVDs. The reason I say that, because I know a guy that is selling DVDs. He's doing like $165,000 a year in sales. Fucking nuts, man. That's fucking nuts. Like, I didn't even know people, with Netflix, I didn't even know people watch DVDs anymore. I have not stuck a DVD into a DVD player in you guys, I can't tell you when. Like, my fiance and I, we got Netflix that I talk shit about, right? We got it. I watch it once my listings are done at night, between 11 and 12, I'll go up, I'll catch me 45 minutes to an hour of TV. It actually puts me to sleep. Right? So we got Netflix, and there's another one, Hulu or whatever that is. We don't use the Hulu. And then we got YouTube on there. Like, you'd be surprised on how many movies are on YouTube. But we have that. So, like, I'm like, well, I don't have to really have anything cluttering up space. So we have all these totes, because one woman's house we cleaned out, she was a hoarder, but she was a clothes hoarder. Well, she's a little bit of everything hoarder, but a rich hoarder. That was a nice house, right? She was a very wealthy hoarder. Matter of fact, I've been listing her clothes for the past 7 months. Like, I bought very little inventory in the past 7 months. I don't recommend that neither, because now my gears are starting to go, because I know within the next month or two that I'm going to have to start finding another means of inventory, or I'm going to slow right down. So anyways, I got all these DVDs out here, and I run into this guy at our post office on a weekly basis. I don't run into him every time. His schedule fluctuates too. And even his parents come and bring in his packages. And I'm talking like... show you guys one of these boxes. If I can turn the camera around here. You see this box here, right here? These medium-sized boxes? Every time I see him coming in there, those are the Walmart boxes that you get, medium-sized boxes. So I put most of my inventory in. But every time I see him come in there, he's got like fucking 8 of them filled to the gills. Okay? Of DVDs getting shipped out. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, what are you selling? Like, I figured maybe he was selling those like records, the little records or whatever, or the big records, right? And he's like, no, man, it's all DVDs. I'm like, what the fuck? So we got to talking, he told me how much he made the year before. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, that's all scan and go, right? You get to scan it, and it pops up, and you sell similar. But you know how many of them he's got a list a day? Because a lot of them DVDs he's selling, he's saying he's only selling them for $3-4. But when you're selling 100, 200, 300, maybe even 400 of them a fucking day, that's batshit crazy, right? Your sales go through the roof. I know he was scratching. The last time I talked to him, he was scratching. He thinks this coming year he's going to do over $200,000 in sales. And I didn't even, like, listen, this is what I'm talking about, all the opportunities, guys. I didn't even know people watch DVDs anymore. Like, I thought that was fucking gone 20 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, right? You know, and I just couldn't believe it. So this is a little story for you that you might have some shit laying around your house you didn't even know. You don't even watch DVDs anymore, and you got 50 of them in your fucking cupboard. Start listing them. Who cares if they're going to sell for $1 or $2? Take that $1 or $2 to the thrift store, buy some more shit. You know what I mean? You get the drift. In the beginning, if this is your first year of reselling, you got to crawl before you can walk, right? You know, you're not going to be able to list 30 items every day. You're not going to list 10 items every day when you first start. I think the main thing is just list an item and start getting used to the platform, learning the platform. It isn't. It is an opportunity. Corey, you can take your eBay store to starting 2023, and you can turn into whatever you want. But I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. Okay? There's going to be times you're going to have to be going out there trying to find inventory with nothing in your pocket. I've done that, guys and girls. I picked shit up out of the fucking trash. I don't know. I said it in one of my videos in the last group. We've made when I say tens of thousands, I'm not bullshitting. Tens of thousands of dollars from people's trashes, right? People throw out a whole shit. People get evicted. I love evictions. Yeah, I feel bad for the people, right? It sucks that they got evicted, but I sure like capitalize on it, man. If I come across one where we went by one on a Halloween. It was when I first got started reselling. It was a Halloween, and our daughter's like, "Hey, Justin, somebody got evicted, and there's a bunch of clothes out here." So I'm like, I took off running, right? Checked it out. There was like 8 pairs of Jordans, maybe worn once in the gym, in the box. I'm like, oh, cha-ching, right? It was a great day. It was a great day. Now, that's not going to happen for you every day, but if you're alert enough and assertive enough, and it's in the forefront of your mind all the time that, hey, look, this inventory I got's not going to last forever, so I got to keep looking, I got to keep looking, and make posts. Say, hey, I'm accepting donations, and do yourself a favor. If you do that, donate some to the charity on eBay. Do that, and that is your sale right there. I've done that. I don't know how many donations we've got, but we've got a lot. And every time I list an item that was donated, I gave 10% to charity, 15% to charity, right? And we took the rest, right? I did my part. I said what I was going to do, and I did it. And it worked. Some people will do that. What do I promote at? Yeah. This tickles some people, and they don't agree with it. I promote their suggested ad rate, right? Now, if I list a vintage shirt that I know is going to sell in fucking 2 days or a week, they might suggest that I promote it at 8.2 or whatever, but I'll promote it at like 3. I'm like, fuck you, I know this is going to sell. If I know it's going to sell, my promotion's very low, right? If anything, it's very low. But if I'm kind of like, this is an item, this is one of them bread and butter items, I usually go with what they suggest me to put it at. And I get better sales that way. I noticed this too, Corey. I've experienced with that where they started suggesting me to promote something at 7%. And I'm like, man, fuck you. You're getting 13%. That's 20%, right? I'm like, that's a chunk of every sale. So I started saying, no, I'm going to promote it for 3%, right? And I know people that only do 1 and they do good. So it's a hard one. So once I started ignoring their suggested ad rate, my sales decreased. So it's almost like they force you into this. Now this is not factual, okay? Corey, I don't know how factual this is. This is just from my experience. Yours might be different, okay? This is my perspective. It's almost like if you don't follow their suggested ad rate, it's not as far up on the totem pole. Well, obviously, the higher you promote your items, the closer it is to the top. I mean, take something you know that's going to sell in a week, promote that shit one time at 40-50%. See what that fucker will sell in minutes. Because eBay knows it's going to sell, and they almost push it to the front. I did that with a couple Disney tapes that I listed for an ungodly amount just to see if they would sell, and they haven't. They've been on there forever. But I got a lot of offers and a lot of like, is this for real? Why would you list this VHS tape for $1,500? I'm like, for shits and giggles, man. Hey, you got to try some shit, right? There's sweaters I've done that with. I listed this Detroit Red Wings hoodie that had a big old bear on it. I'm talking from the neck down, had a bear on it, right? Super cool design, stained the fuck up. It literally looked like somebody peed all over it. Yellow stains all over the fucking thing. I listed for $100. It sold for $125 the same exact day. Somebody sent me a $125 offer. I'm like, I messaged them before I accepted it, right? I said, you do realize, did you see the stains in the shirt? They're like, yes, I don't care. And they wanted that. Maybe they were a Red Wings collector. I don't know what it was. Well, when he got it, he left me some of the best feedback I ever got. Item perfect as described. blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, it looks like somebody wiped their ass with that hoodie. I mean, like, I was like inches away, Cora, from throwing it away. I was inches away from throwing it. My fiance's like, just list it, man. Fucking list it for some crazy price and see what happens. And I did. And it sold for $125. So I've done that with other things that I actually thought were worth that amount. And they sat there forever. I dropped the price by 50% and it sold quickly. So, yeah, your pricing's funny on eBay. You'll get it. You'll get. There's still items that are on my store that are priced too high. I know there are. I'm not dumb, or else they would have been sold already. They're in excellent condition. It's what people wear every day. You know, maybe I got it marked up $3 too much, $4 too much. That's why I go in there and I revise daily. I revise 50 to 100 items daily. So I'm going to wrap this video, guys, up. It's 6 o'clock. I have the majority of my photography already done. I probably got 15 more minutes on my photography, and then I'm to the books. But I want to make a second video today about the importance. I got a hair tickling the shit out of my nose. I had that, like, look, man, every day is a new opportunity. Don't just start making New Year's resolutions. Here, I'm going to tell you this right now. Here's what happens with New Year's resolutions. And this is what I'm trying to get to on eBay, right? It all correlates together. People don't follow through with their New Year's. You ever see somebody like, oh, I'm going to quit drinking? Works for 2 weeks, and then the fucking third week, they got a bottle, they got a fifth in their fucking hand again, and they're drunk and wasted and doing the same shit, right? They didn't give it long enough. They didn't try something new long enough to get the results that they could have got, so they gave up, right? I used to be one of them guys that would write down, okay, I'm going to write 10 New Year's resolutions down. Do you know how many of them I ever did? I did them all. 40 days, 45 days. By the 90th day, I wasn't doing shit. I was the same person I was the year before. Why? Because a lot of times when we're writing down our New Year's resolutions, we want that, but it's not desirable enough, right? It's not something like, if you don't do it, you're going to die, right? Like, look, if the doctor told you, hey, Corey, dude, if you don't quit that bad habit in the next 6 months, you're going to die. I don't think you would have one problem at all quitting that bad habit, and I don't give a fuck what it was, right? You'd just stop, right? You'd stop. So when it comes to eBay, if you're writing resolutions down for eBay, like, you got to get past the point of, yeah, I kind of want success. No, you either do or you don't, okay? Because in the beginning, that was my mindset. Like, yeah, I'm kind of going to try this shit out for a little bit and see what it's going to do for me. I had the wrong mindset. Like, I had to make it happen. I still have to make it happen every day. And that's what people don't want to do. I'll tell you why I know people are lazy. That's me included, guys. I'm people, okay? So don't think I'm pointing fingers. I'm just the same as all you guys and girls. TGIF. Before I sum this video up, I actually got a little while longer I could go. But TGIF is why I know people love to be lazy. Because they're so grateful for Saturday and Sunday that they don't got to do shit that they don't want to do. Right? Listen to this guy named Eric Thomas. He's a fucking animal, man. Actually, he's got a channel out that's called Thank God It's Monday, right? You should be looking for... Here's why people love TGIF. Because they hate what they're doing Monday through Friday, so they can't wait to get to Saturday. That's what it is, right? You hear it on every radio station. Thank God it's fucking Friday. Woohoo, my shitty work week's done. It's because you're doing something you don't like and you don't like the pay. Or you're doing something you love and you don't like the pay. Or you don't like the boss. Or you don't like the fucking douchebags you got to work with. Whatever it might be, right? There's a million reasons why you don't like what you do. But we're all undervalued at a 9 to 5. And I don't give a fuck if you're in architecture and you're making fucking $250,000 a year. You're worth $250 million a year if you're an architect. If you started your own firm, you're worth $250 million a fucking year, not $250,000. If a company's paying you $250,000, do you know what they're paying you max 30% of what you're bringing in? You're undervalued at every job. And that's why people feel that deep down inside, but they're not going to come to their boss and be like, hey, motherfucker, you make me feel undervalued every time you hand me my paycheck. Right? I'm breaking my back out here Monday through Saturday, 60 hours a week with this fucking shovel, and you're giving me $500 a week. Like, that's a spit in the face, right? Everybody's worth more than what you've ever made. I am. You are. I don't give a fuck if you're on eBay making $250,000 a year. You're worth more than that. You're. Look, I don't think there's a single person in the world that's value is under $50 an hour. I don't. I've never met. Well, I met a couple, whatever, right? But the majority of people are worth at least $50 an hour, and the majority of us in this world settle for way less than $50 an hour. We do. We did. I did it for what? What did I say? 25 years, guys. 25 years. I settled for a 9-to-5 pay. I barely ever made $1,000 a fucking week. Barely. And if I did, I worked 75 fucking hours. 75 hours to get $1,000 a week. If we were putting 75 hours a week on eBay, oh my God, you'd be doing 5-6 G's a fucking week. Easy. That would be easy. Right? So we're all valued at more. We're all worth more than we think we're worth. I'm worth more than I think I'm worth right now, and you are worth more than you think you're worth. The only reason you think you're not worthy yet because people have been taking advantage of you and your work ethic from whenever you started to work. They're taking advantage of you. Man, if you ain't making fucking $1,500, $2,500 a week at your 9-to-5, you're getting took advantage of. And even if you are making that much, you're getting took advantage of. If a company is willing to pay you $2,500, how much do you think you're making them a week? Just think about that once. How much do you think the CEO of that company is getting? How much percent do you think that fucking owner of the company is getting of your work? Look, no company is going to pay you $2,500 if that's all you're making them a week. That would be fucking stupid. It wouldn't be a company. It would fail. It would fail. It would go under. So think about that for a minute. Think about your value and think about the opportunity. Believe in your value. Believe in your value and believe in the opportunity each and every single day. Vic, what's up, brother? Love you, man. Miss you. But think about your value. Think about your opportunity and don't ever look back. Don't look back. Make it so when 2024 comes, you're like, man, I'm glad I listened to that silly motherfucker, man. Like, I did it in 2023, right? Like, look, I'm sure everybody in this group, hopefully everybody in this group, and hopefully everybody on YouTube made some progress on eBay in 2022, right? I made some pretty substantial, right, to the normal, like, to your everyday Joe. Yeah, fuck yeah, I guess I did make some great, I think we did more than 50% growth, right? That's fucking good. That's good, man. There's no business that's ever going to do that for you. Like, hey, Vic, you make $45,000 this year, but next year I'm going to pay you $90,000. What fucking company's going to do that for you, right? Very few. There's very few companies out there. You're going to make $50,000 a year, and the next year you're going to get promoted a $50,000 bonus. Come on, man. Where's that happening at, right? And wherever that's happening at, holy fuck, I might go there, right? That's a big fucking bonus. You do that for 5 years and get a $50,000 bonus every 5 years, you're fucking making $250,000 a year now, right? That's substantial growth. And there's nobody in here that can't do it, right? If you think back to your very first listing, 0 sales, to how much you sold this month, that's fucking amazing, man. Well, it's January 1st. How much you sold last month, it is amazing you were able to do that. If you kept that attitude up and you kept grinding the same way, your sales will keep gradually, they will increase. I'm not going to say you're going to go from $1,000 to $10,000 in sales in 1 month. Am I saying that's impossible? I don't know if it is or not. I didn't have $1,000 worth of inventory and was able to flip it into $10,000 in inventory in 1 month. I didn't have it like that. Maybe if you have it like that, maybe that is possible. But think about the room for growth. I can't explain the opportunity that is on all these platforms. Marketplace, the one Vic was telling me about. I keep forgetting the damn name of it. The live video one where Daily Refinement and them went. Fucking people, Instagram with tennis shoes are killing the game on Instagram. They're going to Marshalls, they're going to, these things, and they're finding shoes at 50% off, and they're getting rid of that 50% off, and they're selling for $10 cheaper, and they're fucking killing the game, man. Because look, just because you got a pair of Jordans that are at your Nike outlet, they're 50% off, doesn't mean they're 50% off at my fucking outlet. Do you see how big this world is? Like, it's massive in the amount of buyers on eBay. It's global. It's global. If that sums it up a little bit for you, like when I talk about the opportunity, you're global on eBay. I'm motherfuckers from Heishangnang buying shit from me, okay? And I don't even know how to pronounce it, right? That's a made up word, but wherever they're at, there's people buying shit from me worldwide. You're not going to get that in a mom's and pop's fucking restaurant, man. I'm talking, unless you're shipping muffins across the sea. That's going to take a long, but it's going to be molded by the time it gets there. You're not going to get that. Where else are you going to get? You can't start a, now look, I'm not saying you can't start a brick and mortar and kill the fucking game, because plenty of people have, right? They've been doing it for hundreds of years. But you're not going to reach the global level for a long, I know people that spend, the guy I watch a lot, he's the creator of First Form, and I'm not going to put his business out there. It's a supplement company, and he's global. But his first 10 years, he didn't make more than $10,000 or something like that a year. It was something ridiculous. It was a way low amount, right? Because it was a brick and mortar. He had to dump everything back in, and he had to pay his taxes, and he had, you know what I mean? So like, he wasn't able to go global. He's been doing it now for 30 some years, and now he can go global. But it took him 30 years. You can start off going global. Hey, that's nuts, man. It's nuts the reach you can get. There's what, just under 8 billion people in this world. I'm not saying there's 8 billion people on eBay buying items, but I bet you there's people in every single country that has the eBay app. I can almost guarantee that, right? Unless cell phones aren't a thing. Some countries don't have running water, let alone walking around with cell phones, right? So my whole gist about this whole video is take the opportunity and look at it as grandiose like that, because it really is, right? It really is big. Like, look, I know you're one small reseller, right? I'm one small reseller, but it is a gigantic fucking opportunity we all have. And it's what you do with it. Like, I mean, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, you wake up one day and you're like, I'm fucking tired. This was me. I woke up one day. I said, I'm fucking tired of drinking. I'm tired of drugging. I have the opportunity to be clean. And look, guys, it wasn't no groups. I wasn't going into AA and saying, hey, my name's Justin and I'm a drunk. Have I done that? Yes. I had an opportunity. I woke up and I was tired of the fucking results. And I said, I'm done. And I was done. Right? I was done. It was like that. And people are like, oh, you got to go to class for the rest of your life. No, the fuck you don't. If you're tired enough. Look, if you're tired enough of the results you're getting now, that's where you want to be. Because that's when you start grinding like a motherfucker. I had to get so sick and tired of the lifestyle I was living and the results I was getting that it broke me down. I was bawling in tears. I was fucked up mentally, physically. I was 120 pounds, looked like a frail ass crackhead. Right? I was looking bad. I was feeling bad. I was guilty 24/7. I woke up one day and I said, I don't have to live like this no more. I don't have to choose. I was choosing that, right? And then I woke up one day and said, I'm going to do eBay, right? And then I half-assed it for quite some fucking time, right? I did. My first year, I wasn't fucking going balls to the wall, man. I just wasn't. I was getting items and listing them when I could. There was no consistent number because I didn't have that much inventory then, right? And then you just wake up one day, like I'm to the point right now where, okay, I'm glad the amount of growth we made over the past year, but I'm not satisfied. Look, be grateful for where you're at and the opportunities you got, but don't never become satisfied. Because once you become satisfied, you become civil. You become civilized. And people are like, just be civilized. Man, you better run from them motherfuckers right there, because they get comfortable in life and they grow no more. You don't want to be civilized. That's the scariest word in the world to me, civilized. No more growth. Just be content where you're at. Man, fuck that. Why would you want to be there? Why would you, look, I'm not telling you not to get to a financial spot where you don't need to make no more money, right? But there's other ways you can grow, right? Like, you don't got to be the next Elon Musk or fucking, I'm not telling anybody to do that, and I'm not trying to be that, right? I'm not launching fucking rockets to the fucking moon. No, I'm not, my plans ain't that big, right? I got big plans, but they're not that big. But the whole reason I talk about why not get the most out of life in eBay, look, you're not going to get another shot at this. You're not going to be 70, 80. Hopefully you all reach 100. I don't know. By the time technology increases, we all might hit 150. I don't know. Right? But you're not going to take your last breath and the good Lord be like, okay, you did good. Go try again. That's not the way it works. When you're done, man. Yeah, you do all your theories. You think you're going to be resurrected and all this other. I don't know, right? I'm not saying that it's a theory to me, right? Maybe it's true to you, but you're not going to get another shot at this. I think what we think. No, this is what I know. I thought for many, many years. Like, I'm invincible, motherfucker. I'm 20. I'm going to live forever. This was my thought process. Like, not physically. I didn't walk around like, I'm going to live forever. Like, I wasn't doing that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, nothing had to been hurried because guess what? I'm young as fuck. And that's when you need to grab the bull by the horns, is when you're as young as possible. Because I'm telling you what, doing this shit in your 40s, if I would have been doing this, if I had this mindset in my 20s, it'd be over, guys. I'd done been a millionaire a long time ago. And I'm not saying anybody in here has got to go for it, reach for that, but I figure, hey, if you're clueless on what you want to do in life, right? Your goals that you want to achieve, your finance, why not shoot for $1 million, right? It's a number anybody can achieve. $1 million in a year is a number anybody can achieve, right? Now, I'm not saying you're going to do $100 million in a year, right? I'm not saying that's going to be feasible for myself even, or anybody for that matter, but people do it. Right? So why not have a goal of being fucking financially comfortable? Like, why not do that? I don't get why people, I don't get it. I don't get why I did it for 20 some years, right? Like, so okay, this is all I'm worth. Well, deep down inside your wrenching gut, you know you're worth more than that. You know you can do more than that. Everybody in this group knows they can do a little bit better than they're doing now. Me included, we all do. I could do better. I could wake up an extra 2 hours earlier every day so I could do 55 items a day. I could do that. I know I could do that. What's holding me back? Civilized. Got comfortable with the amount of income we're making, and I'm getting to the point of where look, I'm grateful for where we're at. But I ain't happy. I'm not good with it because I know we can do more. Just like you, I know everybody in 2023 can do better than they did in 2022. Look, there's not a single soul walking this earth that can't do a little bit better today than they did yesterday. You guys, when I say that, I'm not saying yesterday you ran a half mile and today you got to run 36. I'm not fucking saying that at all. I'm saying yesterday you did fucking 30 items. So today, do fucking 30 items and revise one extra. Right? Just one extra. That's what makes people, I said it the other day, that's what takes people from being ordinary people to extraordinary. One more. When you're in a gym, you say you're going to do 10, do 11. Right? And some people say that's impossible. No, it ain't, because your mind will shut off a lot faster than what your physical body can actually do. I've proven that in the gym to myself, where I'm like, I'm just going to do reps of 12 to 14. Or years ago, I used to be 8 to 12 guy, right? All my reps, everything I did was 8 to 12. Now I'm doing between, I don't know, sometimes I'm doing 50 reps on one thing in one set, right? And I'm just pushing myself, and I drop weight. I do drop sets. Right? I'm not saying you're going to get under 225 and just tell yourself you're going to do it 50 times and you're going to be able to do it. I'm not telling you you're going to be able to do that, right? But what I'm saying is you can shed weight and keep pushing, and it's still going to work the muscle the same way, right? And you can, Vic, Corey, Flip and Stoop, Justin, I can list one more item today, and so can you guys and girls. You can set a different goal plan this year as you did the year before. You're all capable of doing it. There's not one person that ain't capable to grab a pen. I bought a pack of these. There are 10 of them for like $2 something at Walmart. And a pad of paper. Or my cute little pink board. Whatever one you decide, right? And write a goal you're going to do for the next 90 days and not fucking budge on it. Every single human walking this earth is capable of doing that. Right? eBay don't have to take you 16 hours a day. If you get real efficient, look, efficient people that get really efficient, when you're having one 24-hour day, they're having 4 24-hour days compacted into one. That's crazy. You ever think of that? So that's why like people like Elon Musk has advanced like he does. He's living 4 days, but they're 6 hours at a time. His days are 6 hours at a time. The reason why it takes us so long to do something in 24 hours, because we know we have 24 hours to do it. If you knew you only had 6 hours to go get this done, you'd be way more systematic and you'd be way more efficient. And that's what very high successful people, I've been studying them, as you guys know, for the past 5 years. That's what high energy, what do you want to call it? I don't want to call them high class, but super high functionable people do. They break down their 24 hours and they live a day every 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours. And that's how they get so much accomplished. Because once you start doing the math, okay, if I'm getting, in my 24 hours, okay, just say this. In my 24 hours, if I'm getting 2 days out of my 24 hours and you're only getting 1 day out of your 24 hours, who the fuck's going to win on eBay? Me? I'm going to. Or you, if you're doing the 2 days, if you're taking your 24 hours and breaking up and saying, hey, to this time I'm going to consider a day. You'll be way more efficient. You'll get way more done. Times 10, right? Your day starts at 8 and it ends at noon, okay? And then a new day starts at 1 and it ends at 5. If you do that, that means you're going to list 30 items from 8 to noon. And then 1 to 5, you're going to list another 30. Now you're doing 60 items a day instead of 30. And it took you half the time. Why is that? It's a mental fuck. It's a mind fuck. That's exactly what it is. And that's what the highly successful people do. They take their time, they crunch it down, and they stop telling themselves they have 24 hours to get something done. You would be amazed if you got zeroed in and focused with no distractions, what you can get accomplished in 2 to 3 hours. It is bad. I can get all my items done in 3 hours if I'm zeroed in focused with zero distractions. That's 30 items done in 3 hours. No distractions, no nothing. Okay, I still got 21 hours of my fucking day. You know what I mean? I only sleep probably 6 to 8 hours a day, right? I love to get 8, but it barely ever happens. It's nice when it does. But I'm a 6 to 8er, right? I sleep 6 to 8 hours, okay? So I had 21 hours left. I take away, we'll just say 8, okay? And that puts me at what, guys? 11? 11. I still got 11 hours left, okay? Now, my math's not the best, so if I'm a little bit off, bear with me, right? Vic sleeps 5 hours a day, right? So if I can get 30 items done in 3 hours when I'm zeroed in focus, and I take my 8 hours away, right? 3 plus 8 is 13, or 12. 3 hours and 8, that's 11. I'm sorry, guys. 11, you minus that by 24. I still got 12 fucking hours. 12 hours. I could really be doing 100 or 110 fucking items a day. If I valued my time more. If I got more efficient, right? And stopped thinking that, okay, I got 24 hours to do these 30 items. No, we all should do that. Hey, look, you don't got all day anymore to do these 15 items you're going to do. Fuck that. You got an hour and push yourself, damn it. You might not hit your items in an hour, 15 items in an hour. But you'll get a lot closer than you would have if you would have said, okay, I'll just do 15 items all day long. That's all you're going to end up doing. Could you imagine if I listed for 19 hours a day? Vic, you wouldn't even be on this group, bro. There would be no reason for you. You'd be running this motherfucker. And that's not saying you're doing bad, because I know you're not. But I'm just saying, if anybody was to list for 19 hours a day, motherfucker, you would never have to worry about your bank account ever again. Never. You wouldn't have any life. You wouldn't have a life. You want to have a life. But do you think everybody, like, people look at Elon Musk like, man, I'd love that life? But no, you wouldn't, man. The fucking dude's working 100 hours a week, man. Would you really, any of us really want to work 100 fucking hours a week? But he also loves what he does. So it probably doesn't seem like work to him as much, right? He's still doing shit he don't want to do. Any business you start up, you're going to like parts of it, and there's other parts you're not going to like. There's going to be certain things, like you might be the person that loves the fetch, the going out and looking for the items, right? Looking for the gems. You might be the person that likes to do the research. Vic likes to do the research. I know that. You might be the person that just likes to list the items. But there's going to always be something you don't like to do, right? Maybe you don't like customer service. Maybe you don't like revising your items. Maybe you don't like packaging your items, right? There's always something about the process you're not going to like. In any business you do, it doesn't matter, right? So, but I feel like as long as the positives outweigh the negatives, you're in a good place. All right, you guys, it is 6:30 now. I got to get off here. Love y'all. I'll make another video tomorrow.